Hey everyone, and welcome to day one of my horror movie review marathon. And today I've got your Exorcist 2, the Heretic movie review. The sequel to The Exorcist returns to further the tale of the little girl who got possessed by a demon. As far as the story goes, this movie was made in 1977, and it started out with this one priest who was investigating the death of the other priest from the first movie who died following the exorcism of Regan. I would say that the story falls flat because it is relying on too many different subplots. They're trying way too hard to get into the storyline of this investigation plus globe-trotting to solve these other cases of these similar possessions of other people, and somehow this is all connected, right? Well, for me, I didn't feel like I was completely understanding everything that was going on, even though it did try to have that consistency with the original film, and this one I feel like was maybe trying too hard to be different, and it sort of got jumbled up in some weird grasshopper infested haze. And yes, that is like a plague that literally happens in this movie, and I found that to be like a little bit too overdone. As far as the casting goes, Linda Blair returns as Regan McNeil, and this time she is growing up, and she's grown up from that little girl that was spewing all that green split pea soup and getting all possessed and whatnot, and this time she's trying to move on with her life. It's just really crazy how she's transformed, yet there's still something that is latched onto her which is affecting her character. So she gets put in this like mental facility where she's trying to get help, and Richard Burton plays this priest who is the one that's investigating the death of Max von Sydow's character from the first film, and he is sort of entering this realm and getting in this like dream world state of hypnosis with Regan, and it's just really crazy to see how this all sort of goes down, because that's kind of like what moves the story along, yet it just seems kind of crazy and just strange how they all sort of pieced all of that together. And then you've got Louise Fletcher, who plays Regan's doctor, and she does have an interesting role in this movie, though one that I feel like could have been fleshed out a little bit more. And I was really shocked to know that James Earl Jones has a small role in this film. It's kind of interesting to see him here when I'm pretty sure in 1977, isn't that when Star Wars A New Hope came out? So while he was kicking it as Darth Vader, now he's in this movie. I just thought it was really interesting to see him here, and I thought I was hoping to hear more of his Darth Vader-y sounding voice, but oh well. So as far as the things that I liked about this movie, I would say this movie is still pretty terrifying. There's some really gross out scenes, maybe not as much as the first film, but some that I was really trying to turn my head and not trying to look, but I couldn't help but hear it because there's a lot of screaming going on. There's these scenes with loud sounds, and all of a sudden it jumps to a quick cut of silence. And those type of movies back in the day still scare me to this day. But unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie, there were a few bad lines in here. One of which I would like to point out that I almost felt was laughable, and it was said by Linda Blair, where she's talking to this one little girl saying, "I was possessed by a demon." It's like, it didn't seem like that big of a deal, and I'm surprised that they didn't make a big deal out of that. Like, because that seems really crazy that that would even happen, and yet nobody seemed to like really have a reaction to it. And then I felt like this movie just was not what I was expecting. Not that I had any high expectations for this movie as far as what was going on, but I didn't feel like I was completely sucked into all the events that were unfolding. So overall, I would say that Exorcist 2, The Heretic, is a movie that I feel like does not really live up to its predecessor, and I wouldn't say it was the best, but I wouldn't say it was the worst, because that would probably go to Exorcist 3. Just saying. So either way, I would still recommend seeing this movie. It still has those scary moments, yet it might be a little bit flawed, so you've been warned. So I would give this 3.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Exorcist 2, The Heretic, and come back tomorrow for day 2 of my horror movie review marathon. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Trial Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.